on some very interesting breaking news in South Africa. I don't know if you guys are aware. Apparently, according to what has been reported and what has been verified, the Department of Home Affairs so far has spent more than 50 million trying to deport illegal foreigners from South Africa. They have spent more than 50 million. Guess the amount of foreigners they've deported. They only deported 19,000, closer to 20,000. Let's just say they deported 20,000 foreigners and it costed them 50 million plus. And I think it was 52 million plus. If this is not concerning to you as the citizen of South Africa, I don't know what you want. Because based on what was reported also about the amount of illegal foreigners in South Africa, last time I checked, the amount of illegal foreigners in South Africa, they said it was like 4 million illegal foreigners. So to everyone who is championing this thing of mass deportation, let's deport these people, imagine if it can cost the government 50 million plus just to deport 20,000 foreigners. Imagine 4 million foreigners, how much money the government will spend just trying to deport them. So the EFF and other organizations came into the play, bringing proposals in how to do this thing better. One of the proposals was that instead of mass deporting these people and spending so much money like this, just build the borders. Build the borders, take that money, invest it in building the borders. Make sure the borders are secure. You secure the borders. And in the process of building the borders, it will be South Africans who are benefiting because you are building a safety for South Africans. You are building a safety wall for them. Also, it's going to create jobs. People who are doing civil engineering and all of those things, they are going to be hired into construction and it's going to create jobs for people. There's people who are going to manage the transportation of cooking in 18 are taking them to the borders. There's companies that are going to benefit whereby the government buy it from them. There's plenty of people who are going to benefit. Local South Africans are going to get jobs. You have qualifications. You went to UJ, you went to wherever, and you're an engineer. You can go there. There's also going to be jobs that are created security to safeguard the stock, the infrastructure that is building these borders. So just imagine the process of building the borders. How many people are going to benefit? Abanye was drive a truck because it's going to need trucks to go there. Security companies are going to benefit. Just imagine. And this thing can take less than a year if the government is really willing to do this and build the borders. So that's one of the proposals. Another proposal was that because look, without the borders, the government can deport illegal foreigners as much as they want. These people will still come back because there is no borders, there is no fence. They will find a way pushing and enter the country. They will find a way swim right through the river, bakibele something and jump into our country. And worst part is that they are illegal. They are not documented. So the problem is the documentation, because even the EFF was proposing, how about these people get documented? And documented doesn't mean we are giving these people South African IDs. We are putting them in the system so we can have their fingerprint, so we can have their blood samples, so we can know who they are, what is their DNA, so that if something happens, we check the fingerprint and we can't locate the fingerprint, then we won't know who it is. But if we have all the fingerprints of everyone in the country, we can know who did what, where. That's documentation. And with the documentation, it's easier to deport the people because you know who you have deported, what are their blood samples, what are their fingerprints. You know who it is you have deported. Even if they choose to come back, there's ways where we know you, we deported you. But with this mass deportation, it's like 50 million, 52 million trying to deport 20,000 illegal foreigners. Imagine 4 million for it will cost the country billions and billions. And we can solve this thing easy by building a border. That's all I'm asking. Let's build a border. Or if you don't want to build a border, document these people so we can know who they are. Because whether you like it or not, deporting them, they will still come back. That's a reality fact. You can never run away from that. And you can never be delusional and sit there and try to tell them, no, we have deported you, don't come back. They won't listen to you saying don't come back. Some of these people are criminals. Some of these people, when you deport them, they have left things here. They've left equipment. They've left clothes. So they have everything it takes. They're going to come back anyway because they left some things here. Some of these people left families. You deport them, they are going to come back one way or another. Whether you like it or not, they will come back. But to mitigate the crime rate and people getting away with murder, document them so we can find you, who you are, where you are. We know your face. We take a picture of your face, take your blood samples, we take your DNA, we take your fingerprints. We know you. We know you. You can't go anywhere. To try to run away, we send your picture to Zimbabwe, to Nigeria. The system everywhere, they know you and they know that you're a criminal. You have committed a crime in South Africa and you are wanted. They can easily locate you. Look at what happened to Thabo Bester. It's because they took his fingerprint. They took his blood samples. They took his facial recognition. That's how he was able to be found. Running away there. Where did they find him? In Zambia, Namibia. They found him because the proper processes were done. It was easy to locate because of his facial. If we don't do this, trust me, if the border is not built, if these people are not documented, like we'll always complain about this until Jesus Christ come back. I'm telling you, nothing will change. Nothing will change if these things are not done. The bigger issue, the thing I always pray the government must do, or maybe our Mr. Gaten McKenzie must champion, is the building of the border. That's one thing, I can't believe that these politicians, they're serious now. They're building a border. Because a border, it won't just be about building a border. Imagine the jobs that people are going to get. Like, there's going to be so many jobs going to benefit locals. I'm a security, guarding the borders, making sure Itinas, Lahlegi, and all of that. We're not saying corruption won't be there. It will be there. But many people are still going to benefit too. Corruption is happening now, and no one is benefiting. So it's better corruption continue to happen while these people are benefiting, having jobs, having something to brag about, to be proud about. If the government could do this, trust me, I will champion this. Trust me, like, this will be the best thing our country ever done. If the government can just start a campaign and tell everyone, next year, by this time, we're building a border. Engineers, whoever, my security, come and apply for jobs. We are starting this thing now, and no one is going to stop us. You see there, our government will impress me. And not just me, it will impress everyone, because we're talking about the safety of the country. With stronger borders, it's not just about the gate. It's about the fences around the gate. There's going to be fences. There's going to be stronger walls. There's going to be security patrols patrolling everywhere, making sure no one is trying to cut or break it in and uwisibonda or just cut the fence and jump through. It's going to be a win for the country. And our country, these things of drugs is going to finally stop, because we're going to search people before you enter our country. Some of these drugs, they don't even enter through airports, through the border. They enter with them through the bushes and through the rivers. They jump the rivers, they enter. You can't find them. You don't even know which bushes they are using to come to our country, because there's no fences. So imagine if there was walls and fences. A lot of these things would be mitigated. But until that conversation, people are ready to have it. Trust me, nothing is going to change. Our country is going to continue the way it's continuing. People are going to continue complaining about the same thing until the next politicians take over government. Maybe even ANC goes out of power and a new party comes, or ANC is still in power, or maybe Jesus Christ come back to life. People will still be complaining about this. You know why? Because they're not ready to deal with it. They're not ready to build a border. A border is what our country needs. Our country doesn't need people shouting foreigners must go. Our country needs politicians who are going to be dedicated to build a border, instead of just investing 50 million just deporting 20,000 illegal foreigners. Imagine the millions and millions of illegal foreigners in our country, how much you will spend. Come on, guys, that money, not even all of it, maybe even a quarter of the money would spend with deporting millions of illegal foreigners. We're going to build a border and create many of jobs. But it seems like our government is not dedicated. It is what it is. Thank you very much.